Hello, Taylor.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Well, we're doing an early recording today.
Yes,
So
we are very early.
I
Very.
might I may or may not be fully awake. So
I hear you. I hear you. We're gonna make the best of it, and we're just gonna go right on through it.
yeah. How's your weekend?
um, a blur.
Oh, okay. I've had those before. I've had
It's
those
only
before.
Tuesday.
A blur. Yes.
Ever. So,
That's definitely understandable.
hmm but what about yours? I saw you were busy.
Yeah, it went pretty good. I had a couple orders. I had two cakes,
Mm,
dozen cookies, and dozen cupcakes. So,
amaze balls.
mhm.
That's a lot.
Yeah, all
That's
on the same day. Yeah.
Things are heating up. The holidays are coming. People are more at home. People are more wanting to get gather and do
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
So definitely, it's that season. Um, so what did I do? I can't really remember, to be honest with you. Not that it was so extreme and you
Yeah.
know grand, but I just can't remember. But definitely moving forward on some projects and looking into a ghost kitchen and
Oh,
hopefully,
nice.
yeah, maybe in the new year. Looking
Hmm.
forward to seeing how that all works out and what all pieces need to go into making that happen. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah. We have a kitchen in our town that you can rent out.
Hmm.
It's a commercial kitchen space,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can rent it and you can use it. Some people process their orders there, so they're
Hmm.
able to ship food, and
Hmm.
you can have a time where you can sell from there. Sorry.
Yeah.
You
It's
can have
early.
a time where you can like sell from there, and
Hmm.
so it's really cool.
Hmm. Hmm. That's exactly what it is here at the
Yeah,
Sneak.
that'll really do good for your business because you'll be able to expand and do different things,
Yeah,
especially
I'm looking
the
forward
whole
to it.
shipping. That's a
Yes,
big thing.
exactly, exactly. So,
Yeah.
we are definitely moving forward in that. And, there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of steps to this, there's a lot of things you do as you grow as a business. It's not
Mhm.
just, the one offs, orders. When you're
Yeah.
starting to step up and do production, true production, there's a lot of steps and levels that goes to it. So,
True.
you know, running a small business or running a business is not a sprint. It is a journey.
A
So,
marathon.
just
It's a
yeah,
marathon.
yeah, exactly. It's a marathon. That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. It's a marathon. And a lot of people really just want it quickly, and it just doesn't happen that way. But for many people, it does. But you still, if it happens quickly, you still have to plan. It's still another thing. It's still making sure that you can sustain
Yeah.
your that level or above. So yeah, so
I
I'm really
definitely
excited about that.
I definitely have heard that in order to uh be like an expert in your field, you have to spend like 10,000 hours doing
Uh,
the
yeah,
thing that you're an expert at. And when I think about like 10,000 hours, that's just like seems so far off. But once you're an entrepreneur, you really are like constantly thinking about how you can improve things, how you can make things
yeah,
better. And then
yeah.
if you're the only one in the business, just think you're gonna so say if it's like a dessert or a treat business, right?
Hmm.
You gotta you gotta source the ingredients,
Yeah.
you have to do the packaging, you have to do the accounting, you have to do the budgeting, You have to
Mhm.
do all these things. And so, sorry. And since you have to do all those different things, you might be thinking, like, man, I'm not really getting good at this area. But all of those things are included to
Mhm.
run that business. I like have you seen the real trend where they have like one person and she's like changing clothes and they're like, I'm the photographer, I'm the
Yeah.
videographer, I'm the treat maker, I'm
Yeah.
the budgetist, the accounting, you know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
literally how it is with creating especially like food or crafts or different
Yeah.
things like that. You're
Yeah.
like so wearing so many hats if you're in the small business.
Yes. Absolutely. So it's many hats. It's many hats, but you can also hire help. So maybe
Sure.
we'll address that in the future about hiring help because if you are if you have a family, if you're single, things that can be outsourced
Hmm.
at a cost needs to be figured into the budget because
Right.
we don't have time to do everything. Then that creates anxiety, or you just like forget it, and something's going to fall through the cracks. So if someone can help, buffer those falls and an anxiety, I'm all for it. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to.
you can definitely make that a goal. Like
Mhm.
um I'm gonna sell extra cake this month just to
Yeah,
cover my somebody that does my marketing, right? So you
yeah.
can just say, all right, goal for this month, sell an extra
Hmm.
cake so that I can have this set aside for this bill
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
something like that will help you. Goodness, something like that will help you
They can be
in order
gone.
to keep going. Just yeah, goal setting.
Yeah, goal setting. And that's good for the last quarter of this year as well as the beginning first quarter of next year. So you have
It
six
is.
months to plan it out.
It's
Six
almost the
months.
end.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it is. Less than 6 months now. But anyway. So I was just thinking I did do something exciting, something I've been wanting to do. I
okay.
wasn't able to get away, but I
Hmm.
took a mini day vacation in town
That's
and I
good.
went to the local marina. I've been wanting to get to some water, close to some water. I'm living in the Midwest. We don't really, have that many areas of water. At least we're
Yeah.
centrally bound in Columbus in the state. But there are waterways, and I went to a local marina,
Hmm.
and I saw boats and people and fish and you know uh, water life,
Hmm.
natural habitat of things, and it was nice, and it was such a release. It was a beautiful day, and it was just nice. And I hope to go back really soon. I'm hoping to meet somebody that has a boat. Okay.
Oh, you know what um, I hope to be in the boat. Do you know what I when you just said Ohio, it made me think. I read a book this weekend. Have you
Uh-huh.
ever heard about Diamond Doris?
No.
Diamond Doris was a black woman from Ohio
Uh,
and or she lived in Ohio, but she was like the biggest jewel thief in the world.
wow.
She had like
No.
32 aliases. She like stole jewelry in like so many countries. And I listened to her book this weekend.
Wow.
I'm like, they act like people of color didn't travel. She talked about like going to like Switzerland and Tokyo and like
Yeah.
um to like she was stealing jewelry, but she didn't call it stealing, but she was like
Right.
stealing jewelry and like meeting up with like these men from Nigeria and they were like helping her cross the border to like Switzerland and
No.
and she was like taking planes to Iran and Paris. And I'm just like,
There's a
this
whole underworld that I just am not privy to. And thank God
yeah,
for it. But
yeah.
there's a
I mean,
whole
I'm not
underworld.
I'm not in that world either, but just to learn about somebody that was like so like well versed and just like doing all these things that they seem to act like people of color didn't have any like advancements
Mm,
in the
I
world. And once
mean,
you start to like look at all the things like we've done as like a people,
mhm,
it's
mhm,
no way
mhm.
that we should just be like
Oh no.
outcast. Like
And it's
all
amazing. I would
so
love
many
to see
things.
that. Read that book because that is so amazing.
Yeah, I seen it on like on TikTok at first. And
Yes.
then I was like, instead of me going and spending some time on like YouTube or Facebook or
Yeah.
something, let me like listen to this book. And so they had like a 2-for-1 sale. So
Hmm.
that book was on there and I remembered it because when I looked at it, I was like, it kind of looks like a movie cover, but I didn't really know. But I just
Uh-huh.
listened to that one. But I'm like, man, she has like so much. She was saying like the value of what things were like back then. And she's like, in today's world, it would have been like $2.5 million rings and just Rolexes and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, wow. But the biggest thing I think that I got from the book is that when she got up in age, she wasn't saving for that time. You know how people can be so consumed in what they're doing when they're
Hmm.
young, they don't really prepare for when they're older.
Right.
And once she got older, she still had enough money to like pay her rent, but she was still
Mm.
stealing at like 80 something. I think she went to prison in like her 80s for
What?
like 5 years. And like I think she was still alive. I don't know if she's still alive now, but she wrote the book in like 2018.
Oh my goodness. So this is recent.
Right. Like
I am
she started
amazed.
talking about things. She was like, "Oh, in 2007, I didn't realize that now the jewelry stores, um, they have cameras now." Like I'm like, you really was getting away with stuff for like 30, 40 years. I was amazed. It is
Amazing.
the last part of the book was in 2018. I'm
Okay.
like,
What's the name of it? Or what's the name of the person?
uh, Diamond Diamond Doris, I
Oh,
believe is the name of the
okay.
book.
Wow.
I was
Okay.
like, this is crazy.
Oh,
Anyway,
that
that
is
was a highlight
interesting.
of my weekend because I read
Well,
that book.
I'm thoroughly interested in reading that. I mean, it's kind of like person of color, a jewel thief, and they've done it for 30, 40 years. I mean, where is that story? Who has
Right.
that? Where's that movie?
Yeah, where's that movie at? We need things like this in our life. Just
Yeah,
like,
somebody needs to pick that up. That is
yeah,
really the story.
and the way she traveled,
Yeah.
and like things in her childhood for like prepared her for like adulthood. And like I feel like when you're like looking back over your life, you're like, man, I've done some things and I've been some places. But when they're happening, you're like, let me just like sometimes you might just be like, I'm gonna be
Hmm.
here and be present and be focused.
Hmm.
And other times it can seem like stressful and overwhelming, but
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
really just a part of your journey. Like you were saying earlier, with small business and with life, everything has a season. So that's
Hmm.
what I learned.
Hmm.
The book is super good. I
All right.
recommend
Well, you got me intrigued. I am very intrigued.
it. Yes, it
So,
was good.
well, hopefully I can follow up with, with my demos. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a big
Oh,
leap. Again.
we didn't even introduce ourselves. We're like 10 minutes in still talking. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Tamela and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. As you can see, this week we are in the last week of September, and Tamela is going to do a lovely demo on something so intuitive and creative, just like the lady that we were just talking about. I'm Taylor from Taylor's Kitchen, located right here in Albion, Michigan, where we make custom treats for your special occasions. And I can be found on all social media platforms at sweet.spirit.bakery. treats. And I'm going to let Tamela introduce herself now.
Thank you, Taylor. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Glad to know that you are still with us and hanging on to our, I don't know how many months we've done it or what the episode is.
I would
However,
say
I
close
am
to a year now. Close to a year.
absolutely. We might be on our 40th podcast, maybe 40 something
Yeah.
podcast. So, guess what? I'm Tamela. I am owner of Torlitas for that sweet and crunchy taste. Torlitas is a dessert company located right here in that great state of Ohio, where we specialize in salty sweet treats. If you want to know more about me and my business, go to at Torlitas. That's T as in Tuesday, Orlitas.
Yes, yes. So, what do you have for us today, Tamela? This is our last week of demos. We did a month of our guests, and now we're doing a month of demos. And so, this is our last week for our demos. So, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I have something that is business related. It can be a treat depending on how you look at it. So I created, I know, and I'm biting off somebody. So someone shared a video with me of a
Mm-hmm.
lady who used a rubber stamp,
Mm-hmm.
custom with her logo to create her own tissue paper.
Ooh,
And so I was
awesome.
like, yeah, let me do that too. So I'm going to share with all of you out there on how I did custom tissue paper for my Torlitas brand.
Nice.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right. All right, so this is I'm just going to show you all the materials that I used, and
Mm-hmm.
also I have a special treat at the end as well. So just
Okay.
one moment. All right. So here you will see that I have tissue paper, just regular tissue paper, and I've laid out a ruler, a stamp pad, and my rubber stamp. And so here are just some papers that I had, the tissue paper, and just some colors. I just, thought that would be nice for
Yeah.
the upcoming fall season. And this is the finished product, and I'll
They
show you
definitely
how I
look
did
good
it.
together.
Thank you. This is kind of like how I package the bag and stuff like that.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So here I'm
So,
just
what
opening it. Go ahead, please.
which type of inks did you use, and which type of stamp?
So, good question. I have like 3 or 4 different ink pads, and this is the one that I
Mm-hmm.
landed on, and I just opened it up. But I have it's permanent, semi. I don't know what all. I just grabbed them at Michael's because I didn't know.
Okay.
And then when I went to the desk to check out, they didn't know which one was the best. I was like, you know what, just give them to me all. Give them all to
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
here's my customized rubber stamp that says for Lisa's with my logo,
And where did you get that at?
Dazzle.
Zazzle. Nice.
Hmm.
I like that it has a handle on it.
Yeah. Those flat ones, I just knew that I knew I needed, if I'm doing like 1,000, stamp on something,
Right.
I needed that handle to help me just stamp, 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 stamp.
Yeah. And how long does it take to dry?
Second,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess depending on the material you are stamping, but the tissue paper just took, air dried in seconds. And I'll speed it up. You'll see it speeding up, so it's not you're not because I went crazy. I want stamp here. I want one here. I want a logo there.
So how far apart did you put them? I see the
Um,
stamps like 3 inches.
yeah, probably a little bit, maybe 5 inches apart. I just really just did random,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make sure that they were kind of aligned. Then I
Yeah.
just went off the rails and started stamping everywhere.
It brought you back to kindergarten. Some
It
things like
really
as a
did.
dog. some things just take you back. And you're like, I'll be doing stuff with my children, and I'm like, oh, let me do it. And they're like,
Yeah,
Mom, you're supposed to be teaching us. I'm like, you can watch and learn. Calm
right.
down.
I want to have fun too.
Right. I want to have fun too. This is the fun part for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
sorry,
I
if the
like
music's
dread
too
the day
loud.
that they're like, you're too old for that. I'm like, get out. You can't tell me I'm
Right.
too old for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Forever
just
youthful.
playing.
Okay.
I won't put them out. I won't put them
No, no,
out.
of course not. Like I said, it speeds up, and I have, I think, another one that I do. But it's just, showing people how the randomness of it is. It doesn't have
Mhm.
to be any specific way.
Yeah.
But what I did, here's a trick, and I'm going to pause it here. Here's a trick where um, you need to, when you turn let me say this, you might want to do your logo upside down because,
Okay.
because when you go to put it into your packaging, it's
Mhm.
it's going to be upside down. So if I stamped it upside down and when I turned it over or whatever, it would have been right side up the logo. So that's just a
Oh,
trick.
okay.
I haven't tried it yet, but I said, oh, it's all upside down. So I just had to make, you know, insert
Yeah.
a couple of logos, let's quote unquote insert in the editing part so you can see that it's Torlitas. But
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Have you seen the one where they put the tissue paper through the printer?
Hmm. No,
I
that's a good idea.
I tried it once and
How did that work?
it worked, but it didn't work because the tissue paper was so thin.
Yeah.
You attach it to cardstock, and
Mm-hmm.
since my printer wasn't wide enough
Mm-hmm.
to go across the whole paper, it was
Mm-hmm.
like perfectly lined up and neat. And I put like sprinkles on it, and it like
Oh.
I put sprinkles and I put my logo, and it was like really cute. But
Oh.
the fact that it can only be like an 8.5 by 11, I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
was wasting a lot of the tissue paper. And so if I was
Yeah.
doing like something really small, say like I don't know, like if I was doing cake pops or like chocolate covered
Mm-hmm.
Oreos or something,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that would be really cute to like wrap it up in that. But
Mm-hmm.
since I have like bigger items like that tissue paper,
Mm-hmm.
just on that amount is a lot. But the stamp idea is way better because you can do as many as you want to.
Yeah, and you can put it on anything. You could put it on your cards, on your cards. If you want to do a personalized note, you can do it
Yeah.
on your outside on your gift bag. You can do it. You can put it on so many different things. Even if things that you want to signify that it's yours, if it's a box or anything that you want to brand or to let them know that it belongs to you, so to speak.
I'm definitely gonna get one because on
Yeah.
the outside of the bags is good. Because I normally order the white bags from
Uh-huh.
Amazon because I
Yep.
realize when I do events and stuff like that, if I make lots of single treats, I need to have bags
Hmm.
for them to go
Yep.
in. So stamping the outside
Exactly.
of the bag will be awesome.
Yes. And at my finished product, let me go back to the tissue paper idea that
Okay.
you mentioned. The tissue paper I had was thin,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to invest in a better uh, type of tissue paper, better stock of tissue paper, or grade
Mm-hmm.
of tissue
Yeah.
paper because it can be too thin. It's fine if you're just putting together, a gift for somebody and
Yeah.
you don't have to monogram it and things like that. But when you're in a rush and you got 1,000 packages to get out, you don't need time. You don't need anything tearing. You don't need anything
Yeah.
that's going to
True.
be a hindrance to you and your productivity in the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see here, I was trying to wrap the paper so you could stick it into the actual gift bag.
Yeah.
So I had to try this a couple, 3 times, and I ripped a little bit in the center, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but Yeah,
I
you're right
always
too.
end up ripping the tissue paper.
I mean, it's tissue paper. It's tissue, so it's very, very thin. But there are
Yeah.
different stocks of tissue paper. I'm sure
And I
Hallmark
feel
has
like
the
a lot
best.
of people don't know that too.
Yeah, and so here is just a picture of the actual logo paper, and I have I think that anybody could do it, whether you want your name on it, you want your child's name on it, on the logo
Hmm.
stamp, you want, happy day or anything that you want to
Yeah.
create your own logo. And this size is I think a 3-inch, a 3-inch stamper, but I will definitely get the details of that because that makes a difference also.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And the handle makes it.
yeah.
It's trying
And
to trying to stamp, and you got to put your hand down to cover it, and then you got to smush it and be like, "Oh, did I put
yeah,
enough pressure?" It could definitely like mess up what you got going on. So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And also, I wanted to offer our audience and anyone that's in the market, we're looking for a rubber stamp. I can create the rubber stamp for you and get it sent to your home or your place of business.
Nice.
I also will have a link that you can use to order your own stamp, your logo stamp for whatever your needs are. So I'll have that link in our bio at Tamela Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday on our Instagram page, or you can go to easytree.me
So,
slash treat talk Tuesday. And we'll also have a link on that as well. So, did you have any questions about it, Taylor?
no, I think you did a great job. I really like
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that that it has the stamp has a handle on it, that it's easy to use,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely telling people about the different types of like tissue paper and
Mm-hmm.
cardstock and different things like that, and how all of this is incorporated into your business, with the branding. I think that's really awesome. I know if people are sending packages, you can get like custom tape with your
Oh,
logos on
yes,
it. So like
yes,
the tape, the tissue paper, like maybe the thank you postcards and all
yes,
those things, they really make a difference in letting people know who
absolutely.
you are. And of course, like a 10% off or a
Mm-hmm.
20% off, it's
Mm-hmm.
really good.
All right, cool, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
it's definitely something that was fun to do, but do
Hmm.
it in advance. Do it in advance because you don't want to be in a rush in doing that
Right.
if you have a lot of packages to get out. But definitely, definitely um, do it in advance, and also be careful of the ink because you can smudge it
Yeah.
and you don't want your packaging and things like that
Hmm.
being messed up. So I
And there's
think that people
definitely,
have fun doing it. You can have, go ahead.
no, you can finish.
No, please go ahead because I need to
I
go in a
was gonna
minute.
say that's definitely a thing that you can do way ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not gonna be like perishable. I would
Mm-hmm.
just like worry about it being in like the driest place possible, where it's not
Yes.
gonna get any water
Yeah.
on it, because that paper just like crumbles and like tears as soon as like a drop of water is on it, or if
I
you're
folded mine
baking.
back up. I folded mine back up and put it in the packaging
Yeah,
that came in. So that's true too. But yeah, it will just be careful with it. It's tissue paper.
yeah. And water. Tissue paper
Mhm.
and water don't mix. And I know
No.
this from experience, guys. Okay.
Oh yeah,
You
I
ever be
believe
like
it.
packaging something, and like when I did those bouquets, like
Yeah.
cupcake bouquets,
Yeah.
and like I accidentally got frosting on the tissue paper, I was like, and it leaves like
Uh,
that oily spot. You're like, I just want this to be clean. Maybe it was just
mhm.
me, okay? I just want this to be clean and look nice.
Good. You want it to be
But
perfect for when you give it to someone.
yeah,
You don't want smudges on. How would you feel you had smudges on your stuff?
Yeah. I would
So
be
yeah,
really
we're like,
appreciative of the
we're here.
gift. I would be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
This
what are you gonna
money.
do? I
I
mean,
think it's just me.
I think that it happens. And if it happens,
Yeah.
you just, ignore it, say something about it, give them a 5% discount next time. People
Yeah.
appreciate it. Some people do not care. Okay.
They
Might
don't.
just be us that are really freaking out about stuff, but most people do not
Don't
care.
care.
They just want the item that's in it.
I did the cupcakes that I did this weekend. I was like,
So
man,
cute.
I was like, they're okay, but I really don't like them. I really didn't like 'em. And
I
then when
I
I gave
thought
them to
about that. I thought about that. I
oh,
was like,
she's
that's
like,
different for her.
yeah, she's like, they exceeded my expectations. I said, oh Lord, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was up here about to be like, I am
Oh, let
not
me tell
giving her
you,
these cupcakes. But she
it was
really
the
liked them. So
yeah, it was at the but Lightyear. I can't even think about it.
yeah, it was they were all Toy Story themed.
Yeah, Toy Story.
Yeah, it was a Toy Story themed party.
Yeah,
And she wanted like the
you
little
did
alien
good.
cupcakes. And I
You
was
did
gonna
really good.
do like fondant, but then I decided to just do that because I like when I do the fondant, I like to have a mold or
Mm-hmm.
like a embroidered thing so that they
Yeah,
all like look similar and
yeah,
like look very clean. But I felt like that was really good alternative to doing that. And I found that neon lime color for the
yeah,
frosting and I was like,
yeah.
this is the cutest green color ever.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So I had to use it.
Absolutely. They
That's
turned
my
out
favorite.
phenomenal. So hopefully you can hopefully you will put some pictures in this broadcast, at the end so people can see your work because you really did an outstanding job.
Thank you. Maybe I'll throw like a collage up there or something.
Yeah,
But
that'd be nice.
thanks. You did an awesome job on your
Thank you.
demo. I really
You.
appreciate your hard work and your effort and your creativity. Okay. So I just want to let
Absolutely.
you
Thank you. You
good
want to
job.
send this out?
Yes, this has been Tamela and Taylor's Street Talk Tuesday, where we talk to you about treats, business, and life. This has been our last week of demos. You will get another one next month.
Yes.
And I'm Taylor with Taylor's Kitchen, located in Albion, Michigan, where we make custom treats for your special occasions. We're looking forward to doing lots of things coming up here this year. We're working on a new location, we're
Hmm.
working on all kinds of stuff so I can start shipping treats everywhere. So we're working
Absolutely.
on these things. Lots of things are happening. If you would like to be a part of our podcast or our YouTube page, Instagram, wherever you can find us at, email us at treattalktuesday@gmail.com.
Hmm.
And once again, I'm going to let Tamela tell you guys au revoir.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. You've been a wonderful co-host as usual. And I just really want people to make sure that they go to the link in our bio and click on the link if you want a custom logo rubber stamp. I have a link there, an affiliate link to Zazzle to make sure that you get exactly what you need. And also, I'm available. If you want me to create your rubber stamp for you, I can do that too. You can contact me at Instagram at Treat Talk Tuesday, Tamela Taylor Treat Talk Tuesday on Instagram, or you can email me at treattalktuesday@gmail.com. I am Tamela. That's a T as in Tuesday, as in Torlitas, and not with a P as in Paul. So just to note that. But thank you so very much, and au revoir.
Bye. Have a blessed week, guys.